Okay, so we've got two legendaries for you this morning. Actually got quite a few legendaries. Went on a bit of a shopping spree yesterday and come back with quite a few decent guns. And the first one is the Warlord, and the second one is the Faisor, which looks friggin' cool. I love that thing. So what I'm going to do is the pair of them actually look quite similar. The one's a Dahl rifle and the other's a Vladov rifle. Now these are kind of like what I call rifles. With other rifles like the Lucians, the Shredfire, the Sploder, the Jacobs, they all kind of, rifles, Gatling guns or lasers, you know what I mean? Torgs as well, they just splash damagey guns. But these I wanted a rifle that felt like a rifle, and these two fall into that bracket. The Chaos as well is another rifle that feels like a rifle, but the Chaos, I've done a video on that already. So, two similar looking guns. The damage looks similar, accuracy looks similar, handling, okay, a little bit different. The reload time similar, fire rate close, magazine size dissimilar, but with the extra stats, the plus 50% weapon fire rate on the Warlord is overshadowed by the 33% weapon fire rate on the Faisor. So the Faisor's fire rate is a lot better than the Warlord, so that's going to up its DPS to something quite similar to the Warlords, and they do feel similar in the damage output when you play them. The scope on the Warlords 2x2 and 1x5 on the Faisor. The Warlord does have a x5 zoom on his alternate firing mode, and the Faisor has a 6-shot shotgun. Takes up to about 8 shots on Moes. It deals 475 x 6, and the Warlord, even though it has a magazine smaller than the Faisor, there's a 30% chance not to consume ammo, so that kind of puts them on even peg-ins as well. So they've two very, very similar guns, but when you play them, they're both very different in what they do. And there's one stat in particular that makes all the difference for these two, and we'll get to that in a second. So I'm in. Oh, by the way, these dropped from the Grave Ward yesterday, both of them. Both fire versions. Like I said, I've been waiting for the fire versions to come out, to drop, and I finally got the both of them together, so that was awesome. I'm in Mayhem Mode 3. There's nothing in here that's going to affect the damage output of the guns. Enemies have a little bit more health shield and armor. So let's try the Warlord first. Now, with the Warlord, I find that the grouping is really good. It does have a natural ability to climb, but then again, so does everything. But it's really easy to keep the grouping together. And as you can see, I can find this thing all day long with those. Once you start getting crit hits, the ammo regens, you have any need to reload. With the Faisor, very difficult to control. It really wants to climb. Really got to fight it. And if you kept on doing that, eventually your mouse would fall off the edge of your desk. But you can see as well the output is a lot faster on the Faisor. So let's give the Warlord a little stab first.
Oh look, dead meat. Try to keep up.
Those stairs. God damn it. Firing from the hip on the Warlord's pretty good.
About time.
Send backup now! Let's see what you got, son.
Shell velocity is cool. This thing is accurate as hell. It's really easy to keep track of your target. Not track your target. I mean, to keep your grouping together. The only thing I would say about it is I'm not a big fan of that chunky square reticule or sight. He does have the tendency to lose the target at medium and short range, and the skinny red kind of the electronic part of the center, it kind of gets lost in the mess. So you're generally firing generally kind of targeted from the size of the scope rather than the actual red reticule itself. If I'm making sense here, I'm trying to say something and but the damage output is awesome.
Wasted and pasted.
And normally those guys are a bit of a pain in the ass to hit, but yes, good gun. It's a good rifle. At medium to long range, awesome. Really good. I like it. And you really don't have to fight with it either. Right, okay, so let's switch to the Faisor. See what this thing does. First thing you'll notice about the Faisor is that its rate of fire is quite marvellous. Firing from the hip is kind of cool. I like the way that reticule works. Because it changes colour, it's kind of easy to keep track of. Where with the at least that's similar as well.
You do not want this.
But you can fire with this thing all day long. I prefer the way the Faisor sounds. I mean, I like that, but that just sounds terrifying. That guy's a bit resistant to me. Oh, I know I'm shooting the wrong element here for the wrong, honestly, but I just want to show off the gun. I really can't be asked to change. It does the damage anyway. And the only thing with the Faisor is at long range, because of the kick and because you're really struggling to keep the center of the reticule on the target. Oh, it's a good gun though. It's really fun. In the Warlord's a lot easier to get your grouping perfect, you know. But the problem that the Warlord has is just at close to medium range, you just lose stuff in that reticule, in that sight. The shotgun on the Faisor, it's got a slow travel time, but it does have a fast firing speed. Actually, close range does a bit of damage. There's something a bit weird about the shotgun though. Can't reload it. It doesn't reload for some reason. Even if I switch back to bullets now and reload that, I go back. I know it's on 8 now, it's on max, but I don't know whether it just kind of manually, automatically, I mean, goes up over time. But I cannot get the shotgun shells to reload no matter what I do. Mouse has the ability to
Thank you. Next.
gain ammo as she carries on, and
Over here,
I
dickweed.
don't know if that's why I get my ammo back. That hurt. And Phaser's deadly at close range. Okay. Right. Just hold it there a second. Yeah, with the phaser, there's something wrong with the reload on it. Because Mose has the ability to auto regen ammunition. Just show you. So we're down to 0 there, and it doesn't auto reload. And then when I switch to normal mode and I reload there, if I switch back, it's still only on 1 and 2. It's regenning, so I think you can only regen the shotgun ammo, even on other. I'm not sure if that's the same on other characters though, because Mose has the ability to do that.
Don't run.
So if anybody can tell me if they've got a different character, tell me where the score is there, it'll help other people out, I'm sure. Damn, this gun fires. Ah, I feel like Al Pacino. Say hello to my little friend. In a Welsh accent. I'm the Welsh Al Pacino. Come on, where are you? Suppressing fire. Holy shit, I'm reloading. It's a first.
Step to wrong chick.
Yeah, and this is the difference between the Warlord and the Faisor. With the Warlord, you can do that. But with the Faisor, it's a little bit like spray and pray. I mean, it still hits, you know, because its rate of fire is increased rate of fire dictates that something is going to hit something. He's going to get away. Not a lot I can do about that. Yeah, but the Warlord's good as well, though. They're both really good. They're both really good. I like them. This is the only problem I have with the Warlord is at close range. Trying to keep track of the target is hard. So you tend to have to fire from the hip a little bit. The regen on the shotgun actually isn't too bad.
Nice. Needed that.
What the fuck?
Picked the wrong fight.
Do you have more to prove?
Yes, yes I do. So yeah, there it is. Both really good guns. I like them both. The Warlord shines at long range, and the Faisor shines at medium to short range. Phasor's got much better fire rate, well, with the version I had anyway, and the shotgun's actually okay, even though it's got pretty shitty shell velocity. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. don't actually have a corrosive weapon at the minute. But both really good damage. So you kind of lose the target a little bit because that sight is so chunky, and the phasers is a little bit better. It's actually got stabity on it as well. I'm not really spec'd for melee. I'm gonna lose this fight. Oh, I didn't mess around here all day. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I love them. I do like them. They're really good rifles. They feel like rifles. They shoot like rifles. They look like rifles. For me, if I had to take one or the other, well, that's a matter of what you've got in your inventory. If you've got like a Lyudan that you use that for long range, then I'd go with the Faisor. I'd use the Faisor. If you don't have a long range weapon, I'd go with the Warlord. If you've got a lot of SMGs and pistols for short, medium range, yeah, stick the Warlord in. You won't go far wrong with it. It's really good. At long range, it's really tight. Accuracy is really good. And the Faisor is more like a in-your-face kind of weapon. But both a lot of fun, and I like them both. And I'm going to give them both an awesome thumbs up because they're quite fun to play. Okay. Lots of stuff to play with. I got the head explosion to do. Lots of stuff. Actually, I found a fire element wood block, and it's actually quite good. I'm surprised by it. So we'll be taking a little look at that as well because I haven't done a video on it. The Freeman is here. Storm, Duke, lots of guns, man. Lots of work to do this morning. And so I'll see you on the next video. Take care now.